Let's go ahead and get that timer going. Here we go. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Into those squats. And again, your squats can be nice and slow and steady. You certainly do not have to be moving too quickly. You want to pace yourself because this is going to be a full minute of work. All right, now we're going to be switching up to those toes. So squat it down, raise up into that calf raise. Squat it down, up into that calf raise. Really try to sit into that squat, keeping those heels on the ground, your toes on the ground. Everything stays flat when you're in the bottom of your squat. All right, now bring those weights up to your shoulders. We're gonna squat and we're gonna press. Then we're gonna squat and then press. Very good, keep it up. Almost there, we've got 10 more seconds. Again, you can absolutely do this body weight if this is too much too soon. 3, 2, and 1. Now you get a 20-second rest. Now during that rest is where you can decide, did I use weights that were too heavy for me? Did I use weights that were too light for me? What do I need to do in my second round? We've got 5 seconds. Make that decision, and here we go. All right, set number 2. Now this one, you're probably gonna wanna go a little bit lighter, a whole lot lighter than what you did for squats, but a little bit lighter than what you might think. You could even use something like water bottles, or you can just completely go body weight and make a fist with your arms and pretend like you're pushing your arms through peanut butter. That's always a good cue when you're gonna go body weight, because this set is all about the shoulders. So we are going to be doing a front raise for 20 seconds. Then we're going to be doing a front raise with a fly for the next 20 seconds. Then we're gonna do a front raise with a fly into a bicep curl. And that is going to be our superset. So shoulders, more shoulders, shoulders and a little bit of biceps. Are you ready to go? All right, let's go ahead and get this timer set up, and then we will get this party started. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, Bring those arms up, front raise. Now, when you are front raising, it's important, couple things. You wanna make sure that those weights do not go higher than your shoulders. You also wanna make sure you're keeping your abs nice and tight, because the last thing we wanna do is put this into our back. Now, if you're feeling this more in your back, you can always stagger step. So now I'm gonna front raise, and we're gonna go into the shoulder fly. And then we're gonna front raise again. So we're supersetting the front raise along with the shoulder fly. When you shoulder fly, make sure elbows, wrists, and shoulders are all the same height. All right, now we're gonna put all three exercises together. Front raise, shoulder fly, bicep curl. Front raise, shoulder fly, bicep curl. Almost there, and rest. Now, ask yourself, did you use a weight that was too heavy? Did you feel it too much in your back? Did you feel like you had to swing your body back and forth? Or did you use the appropriate weight? This is where you get to change. And let's go, round 2, starting with that front raise again. All right, guys, we have done some squatting. We've done some shoulders. How are those shoulders feeling? Now let's get into some lunges. I love lunges. Lunges are very functional as long as you do them correctly. See, often what happens with lunges is you end up making them more about your quads, and therefore it goes into your knees instead of balancing it between your quads and your glutes. At the end of this video, hang around because I got something special for you when it comes to the glutes. But for now, here's what we're gonna do. We are going to do a repeater reverse lunge. So my right leg is the one that's going to be moving. It's gonna go down into that lunge and back up again. And we're just gonna keep going like that for 20 seconds. Then we're gonna repeat the left side. Then we're gonna take off walking, and we're gonna do walking lunges. Down and tap, and back up again. Now, if this is the first time you are ever doing lunges, I'm gonna recommend that you do this completely body weight. Also, if this is the first time you are ever doing lunges, I'm going to recommend that you don't go all the way down to the ground and tap your knee to the ground. Okay, so you can very easily stop right here with those repeater reverse lunges, and even with your walking lunges, you could stop midway instead of going all the way to the ground. Are you guys ready? Let's go ahead and get that timer going. We've got 3 rounds of lots of lunges. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start with that repeater right leg. So just the right leg is moving. Here we go. Take that step back and up to the top again. Now with those lunges, you wanna make sure that when you take that step back, you're not taking a step back onto a tightrope. All right, so I'm keeping my feet hip distance apart, even with that step back that I'm taking. Now we're gonna switch to that left leg. Here we go, left leg. All the way back to my home base. Home base is hip distance apart. When we start to walk and do our walking lunges, same thing. You wanna make sure that you stay on that railroad track. Don't go on that tightrope. That's going to affect your balance. Are you ready? Walk with me, here we go. Down into that lunge, take a step up. Down into that lunge, back up again. Again, you notice I'm keeping the ball of my foot and the heel of my foot flat onto the ground. I'm not letting my heel come up as I go into that lunge. And it's time to rest. Now, as you're resting, ask yourself, do you need to go completely body weight? Are you ready to go a little bit heavier? Or maybe do you need to go just a little bit lighter, but still do weights? It's up to you. Take your pick. And here we go. Back to that right side repeater in 3, 2, and 1. You've made it past 3 rounds. Here we go, round 4. We are gonna switch into deadlifts. Then we're gonna take that deadlift and add a little row, which is going to work that middle back. And then we're going to take that deadlift, add a row, and then we're gonna kick it back. So we're gonna add a little bit of tricep action into that. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to deadlifts. So again, start this body weight, make sure you can feel what it is that I'm going to be explaining to you. So when you're using weights, you wanna make sure that those dumbbells are attached to your body the entire time. If you're going body weight, you're just gonna attach your fists to your legs the entire time. So pretend like you're holding weights. Now, as I go down into my deadlift, a couple things are happening here. First, my weights are not leaving my body. They're staying attached to my body. But second, what's happening is I'm stretching my butt all the way back behind me, like I'm trying to high five the wall behind me with my butt cheeks. Now, your hamstrings attach all the way up into your glutes. Where your hamstrings attach into your glutes, that's where you want to feel that tension. So as you're going down into that deadlift, you want to feel that tension right there where those two muscles connect. And then you're going to bring it back up again and squeeze your glutes to help get you back up. What you don't want to do is bend over like this. See how I just rounded my back and bent over like this? You don't want to bend over like that. You also don't want to lock out your knees and bend over like this, because that is going to put the tension on the part of your hamstrings that connects right back here behind your knees. And that's not our intention. That's not our goal. Our goal is to hit that part of your hamstrings that meets your glutes. So my knees, they're still right over my ankles. My butt is high-fiving the wall behind me, and then I'm squeezing my glutes to bring me back up again, okay? Now, part two is going to be a deadlift with a row. So those dumbbells, they're gonna go from right here by your shins to the side of your body, and then you're gonna row up and right back to the shins and back up again. So it's just shifting those weights to the side of your body, row, back here and up. Last but not least, we are going to deadlift. We're going to row and kick back and back down again, okay? So that kick back is our last and final piece that's going to hit those triceps. When you kick back, you can absolutely kick back one side at a time if you want. All right, so let's go ahead and get our timer set up, and we're gonna get right into this. Feet hip distance apart, grab those dumbbells or body weight, and let's go. Deadlift. And back up again. Now I'm keeping my shoulders relaxed. I'm not letting my shoulders come and scrunch up by my ears, keeping them relaxed, making sure that my big toes, the ball of my feet, and the heel of my feet stay flat, firmly into the ground. Now we're gonna deadlift, bring those dumbbells to the side and row. Back to the front and up. Back into that deadlift, to the side, row, back down and up. Again, it's really important that when you row, you make sure that you're holding that deadlift with those glutes. Now let's add that tricep kickback. Row, kick back, back down again, and up. A lot of moving parts here. Barb, why are we supersetting all these things? Because I don't like to get bored. I also don't like to just isolate one muscle group at a time. Here we go, last one. And rest. All right, round two. Now ask yourself, were those weights too heavy? Do you need to go a little bit lighter? Do you need to go heavier if you went body weight? Or do we need to just stick right where you were at and just go body weight, or just stick with those weights? Here we go, round two. I'm gonna turn to the side this time. All right, you guys, we have made it to the end. This is our last and final set. Join me down on the ground. Now we're gonna be doing a little core set comprised of single leg extensions, just some simple crunches, and then we're gonna kick it up a notch with some bicycle crunches. That's going to be our triple set. Now, if you notice down here, I got a little bath towel and I rolled it up. I want you to do the same. Here's what's gonna happen. When we lay down on our back, you're gonna be putting your head on that towel roll. You could also use a little pillow if you'd like, but a towel roll works just as easily. The reason for that is we wanna make sure that your rib cage is staying down and in, which will allow your abdominals to connect even more, specifically those transverse abdominals. Also, if you have any kind of tension or tightness in your mid-back, if you're someone that sits at work all day long and you kind of have pretty bad posture, which a lot of us do that work from home, then you're probably gonna have that mid-back tightness. This will help take the tightness and take the cheater muscles out of the picture and really allow your abdominals to do some work. Okay, so join me down here on the mat. You're gonna get your head on that towel roll. Now you don't want it underneath your neck, you want it right here underneath your head. Now we're gonna start with single leg extensions. So my back is gonna be flat on the ground and all we're gonna be doing is stretching one leg out at a time. Now, if you stretch one leg out at a time and every time you stretch that leg out, you feel your back pop up off the ground like this where you can stick a hand under there, then you're gonna wanna not extend out. You're gonna wanna just tap the ground just like this. So this would be a good place to start. And then you can advance a little bit further and a little bit further until you can get that leg all the way out. Exercise number 2, you're gonna put your hands behind your head and we're just gonna do pretty simple crunches. And then we're gonna tap that head back to the towel. Now the other benefit of this towel is that as we tap back to the towel, instead of going all the way back down to the ground, it will allow your back to stay flat, it will allow your rib cage to stay down, and it will allow your abs to stay engaged the entire time. Last but not least, we are gonna switch to a bicycle crunch. And as we crunch back and forth, you're going to be stretching and reaching opposite shoulder to the opposite knee. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get our timer ready. And we're gonna start with those single leg extensions. So bring those legs up, back nice and flat, and here we go. Now again, you can absolutely start right here where you're just tapping one at a time. I like to keep my hands on my abs because you don't want those abs to be popping up. You wanna make sure that that back stays nice and flat and that you're using just those abdominals to hold you here instead of your back. Now bring those feet down. Here we go into those crunches. Each time you crunch up, you wanna look at your thighs. So I'm gonna crunch up, hold, back down again. Make sure that you're not pulling on your neck. So when I'm up in the top of my crunch, you should be able to turn that head side to side. All right, let's turn it into a bicycle crunch. Legs back up again, here we go. Opposite shoulder, opposite knee. Again, you don't wanna be pulling that neck. Make sure that you're just going nice and gently, keeping that back flat. Notice I'm not rolling all over the mat. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. We got a 20-second rest. You can give yourself a little wiggle here. We're working all the abdominals. You've got transverse abdominals, obliques, and rectus that's being worked. All right, here we go. Round 2. Get those legs up and go. Guys, man, that was a great workout. I hope that you enjoyed that. I did. And I hope that it was a great first workout for you now that you're getting back into that routine. Now, I've got a special treat for you. In the comments below, there's a pinned comment, and it's going to give you an opportunity to unlock your glutes. Now, your glutes are more than just for aesthetic purposes. Contrary to what that guy thinks back there. Your glutes serve as the powerhouse of your entire body. And we need strong glutes, not just because they're good looking, but because they help take the load out of your quads. They help keep you safe. They help keep you strong, and they help grow your core. Now, this program, Unlock Your Glutes, is not only going to help lengthen, but strengthen those glutes. So go ahead and click that comment. You're going to get this incredible workbook with workouts that you can do in the gym, at home. You're going to get this DVD, and there's even a digital copy. It's called Unlock Your Glutes. You're definitely going to want to have it. And you know what? If you liked this video today, please like and subscribe. Follow us here at Critical Bench. And if you have any comments or questions for me, I would love to hear what you have to say. Go ahead and comment below and let me know what you think. Bye, y'all.